Hello guys, welcome to the next episode of Let's Theorycraft Football Manager. When I was growing up, the sport I used to like initially was baseball. And years down the line, watching baseball now, you get much more information on player stats and abilities. It's pretty much a statistic for anything in baseball. Now, I'm sure you're sitting here thinking, why is he talking about baseball in a Football Manager video? Well, I'll give you an example. You can get a stat on how often a person gets on base. You can get a stat of how many walks and hits per innings pitched that a pitcher has. You can get a stat for a person's average. So why is this important? Well, in one of my previous videos, I showed the idea of using a spreadsheet to be able to take the stats necessary for a person's role and see possibly how good the player would be in that role. Today I'm going to try something a bit different. Now, this is a very rough idea. This hasn't been automated through a spreadsheet or anything, but it's something I've been thinking about. In the game itself, it will show you player stats for all the games that he's played. So he's had 25 appearances in total, or 26, one is a sub, through a number of different competitions. Champions League, Premier League, Capital One Cup, Community Shield, and European Championship qualifying. The only thing this doesn't include is friendlies. So, this gives you some information. How many times he's gotten player of the match, games won, goals and shots attempted, shots on target attempted, and the list goes on. So, what could we do with this information to give us maybe a little bit more of an accurate representation of how this player is? The idea that I have is possibly taking the positive attributes and the negative attributes and dividing them against each other. The idea being is if you got someone who had a rating of 1.000, the person would be perfect. Every single pass he attempted, he succeeded. Every single tackle he attempted, he won. Every single cross he attempted, he succeeded. Every shot attempt he had was a goal. For example, every shot attempted was on target. That would be basically the perfect player, and we know they don't exist. So you know that the closer you can get to a 1.000 rating is better. So how do you come up with this number? Well, here's the rough way that I've come up with it. So we'll take the positive traits. So we're going to go for... I'm not really too worried about games won because it's not really an accurate representation because it's a team game. You could have a player who plays very well, someone who plays very badly, and it doesn't really help with an individual's performance. So goals, that's positive. Negative, shot attempts. Shots attempted. Like I said, this is very rough. Shots on target's a positive. Once again, shots attempted. Now, I do know this is listed twice, but I think it is important because we're looking at goals as well as shots on target. Because a person could obviously have a shot on target that isn't a goal. Penalties I'm not really going to worry about. Once again, that's, you could use it as an individual performance, but we're not going to. So, passes succeeded and passes attempted. We'll do tackles won, tackles attempted. The reason I paused for a second is I was looking at mistakes leading to goals and mistakes. I'm not really sure yet how to incorporate that into the equation. So I'm still working on that. Like I said, this is very rough. So crosses succeeded. And then crosses attempted. Okay. Now, obviously, this the way it is at the moment isn't something you could go through each game and add to, because you're going to get to the point where you're going to be doing so much number crunching, you're not going to be playing any games. So, let's look at this. He's had 2 goals, 25 shots attempted. It's the same for that one. Shots on target, 7. Passes succeeded, 21.56. Passes attempted, 25.45. Tackles 1, 86. Tackles attempted, 93. Crosses succeeded, 13. Crosses attempted, 41. I'm just going to put the guy's name at the top as well. So it's Jide Carter. Let's load up the calculator. So 2 plus 7 plus 21.56 plus 86 plus 13. So we've got in the positive 22.64. In the negative we have 25 plus 25 plus 25.45, 93. Oops. 41. So 27.29. And if I do this correctly, 729, 0.8296. Which isn't bad, you know, and to look at that, to see how it reflects, you know, it's obviously incorporating passing, tackling, crossing, shots, and goals. So with this, you know, with a 0.8296 average, it's pretty good. Let's use another example. I'm just going to move that to the side there a little bit. Let's have a look through our player search. We'll take off unrealistic transfers as soon as this loads up. And let's try and find the best deep line playmaker, the highest value deep line playmaker. So we're going to use this guy from AC Milan. You know, he's a star player, he's consistent, he's quick, he's a leader, he's 29. Oops. I don't want to do that. So let's look at his stats. So what we're going to do is, I'm actually going to copy and paste. I'm just going to edit the name. Take that off. And he's Luca Edgehart. So we'll take these out because obviously they're going to be different. The nice thing about this average is it doesn't really matter how many games a player has played. Well, it does matter how many games a player has played, but overall, once they start playing quite a few games, you can at least still get a decent average. And I guess if you really wanted to, you could say, okay, as long as the player's played 5 games, 10 games, we'll use this as an option. So he's had 4 goals. Let's cross a bit. In 41 shot attempts, so that's the same for that. Shots on target, 18. Passes succeeded, 1899 out of 2369. Tackles 158 out of 213. Crosses succeeded, 23 of 79. That's all of it. So we'll bring the calculator back in, do a little bit of quick math. 4 plus 18 plus 18, 99, plus 158 plus 23 would give us a 2102, and in his negative, 41 plus 41 plus 2369 plus 213 plus 79 would give us 2743. Let's just do the math again. So we take the positive number divided by the negative number, 0.766. 3, just to keep it to the same amount of decimal points. So, according to this, the player I have is a better player than this guy. Now, obviously, that number might change a little bit if we incorporate mistakes and mistakes leading to goal, but let's just check to see. So we take this guy, we'll do a quick comparison. We'll use this guy. So statistics, you can see obviously this guy's had more appearances, so that's probably why his average rating has dropped down a little bit. And he's also had more goals as well. He's got better goals per minute. Assists are the same. Yellow cards, red cards, yeah. Tackles are higher. His pass completion ratio is lower. Shots on target ratio is higher. Average rating, there's not really much in it. So it'd be interesting to see if this guy had played 31 games on who the better player is going to be. But at this rate, you know, so far the way he's been playing, he's been pretty good. Well, let's try something different. Let's try maybe somebody who has 31 games, if we can find that. He's played 34 games, so that's pretty close. So what we'll do, just to be 100% sure that this is actually working as we would like it to. Oops. There we go. So we're going to use Eduardo Guerra. Now this guy is valued slightly less than the AC Milan guy, but they played close to the same amount of matches, so hopefully this will give us a better number to try and get the numbers to jive a bit better. See, this is the thing you have to remember. If you are going to use this, it isn't really about what the average rating is, because as in many sports, the average rating can change very quickly. So, shots on target, 12. Shots attempted, 32, that's fine. Passes succeeded, 1816 out of 2180. Tackles 109. Tackles attempted, 130. Crosses succeeded, 9 out of 35. Now, I'm sure at this point you're probably asking, why the hell would I want to do this? And it's a very valid question. You know, why would you want to spend the time to try and figure all this out? Well, you might consider doing it if you want to look back on a player to see how he did in the season, see what his rating was possibly like, see if that makes a difference, whether he worked out better or worse, whether it was just a down season or a plus season, or you might just say, I don't want to get an overall average, I just want to look at specific statistics. And you can you could obviously use the stats page here to try and figure it out. But if you're going to track someone for a few years, you could use this to see whether he's declining or improving. Sorry, I'm not paying attention, so I'm hitting the wrong button. So 0.8090. So if we compare the two, for some reason I deleted it, but the other guy that I had, he was below 8, so you would say that this guy is actually a better player. A bit younger, he's played slightly more games. Now those games might be, for example, continental or international, and you might excel at certain competitions better than others, but it is certainly one thing to look at to see you're actually looking at actual numbers of games played rather than looking at attributes like this saying he should be good. Hopefully you guys find this useful. If not, then great. By all means, tell me in the comments below if you found this helpful at all, whether it might change the way you look at the games. If you like it, by all means, share it with your friends and let them know. The only thing really I would say to that is the guy does only have a 6.96 average rating. So, there might not be anything to it, but I thought I'd at least throw it out there so at least we could theorycraft this and see how it goes. I'll see you next time. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you later.